Wishing you a very good evening to everybody. And I'm here at 10 o'clock as promised every day with more IELTS tips. Today, our work is going to be based on part three. So I welcome you all. And if anybody wants to participate in this speaking session, I would request you to come inside the Zoom room. Just message me, WhatsApp me on my number, and I'll put you in. So let me just start my screen. And in case some people were there yesterday in my room, they wish to come in again, they are most welcome. They can use the same Zoom link as I gave them yesterday. Day before yesterday and yesterday, I gave them the link. Okay, so before I start with the session, I would like to recap on what we did in the last 2 days. So this 3-day program, it's a 3-day workshop, I would say. This 3-day workshop is based on only speaking. It's only speaking and nothing else. It's only speaking. This 3-day workshop is only speaking. Now, on the first day, we did part 1, then we did part 2, and today we are going to cover part 3. I'm going to do a recap on whatever we did. So let us start. First of all, we talked about social media. Then I told you about the speaking, the structure of the speaking, how the speaking is structured. Then we talked about the parameters of speaking, which is fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. And the last is pronunciation. I gave you some tips to speak relevant, speak more than the examiner. Don't pre-learn your answers. Avoid yes-no answers. If you want to correct yourself, you can correct yourself, but just once or twice, not in every question. Make sure you don't have a flat intonation. First, the examiner gives his introduction to you, and then in part 1, he asks you warm-up questions. These warm-up questions are very easy. Can I see your identification? What is your name? What can I call you? Which city do you belong to? Are you studying or working? What are your hobbies? And so on. In case you do not know the answers to these questions, I would request you to please watch my 2 other videos, which are titled as Speaking Tips Part 1 and Speaking Tips Part 2. In case you feel there's a problem, you can always consult me here. Then we went to the marked questions, which start from now let us talk about. And the topics that we covered were about you, study, work, hometown, free time, holidays, free time, transport, shopping, neighborhood, reading, sports and games. The questions that were asked were of A level, B level, and C level. There were a lot of candidates in that speaking test, and I tested everybody. Part 2 was yesterday at 10 o'clock, in which we covered the cue cards. We discussed about place type cue cards, person type cue cards, object, event, and a hybrid that's a mixture of all the above. Then we did one sample of every kind of a cue card. We talked about mind maps. We talked about how the mind maps are to be made. This is diagram 1. This is diagram 2. This is diagram 3. And then there were volunteers, about 5 volunteers were there yesterday. We talked about the benefits of mind maps, and then they started speaking on every type of a cue card. They made mind maps, and they kept on speaking about cue cards. I corrected them, told them the problems, and we had a lot of tips. In case you haven't watched it yesterday, I request you to watch my video, Speaking Tips Part 2. That is given there in the section of IELTS. We covered these. Let me tell you what we covered. Talk about a place where you saw a lot of water. Then we covered talk about a person who taught you new language, place type, person type, a gift someone gave you, an object, and a webinar you attended, event. So we did these all 4 kinds of cue cards. And today is part 3, and we are going to talk about part 3. So we will begin this session. Before we begin this section, I would like to tell you, in case you want to be a part of the speaking today, kindly send me a WhatsApp message on this number. So I can put you inside the Zoom link. I will send you the Zoom link and you can join. We already have 2 volunteers inside the room, and the names of the volunteers are Rajat Rampal and Charanjit Kaur. So we are going to discuss with them. If anybody else wishes to be a part, we will talk about it. Okay? Send me a WhatsApp message, so I will give you the link. If you haven't followed us on social media, I request you to follow us on webberzeducomplimited. We have a beautiful blog. You can visit our blog. And on Instagram, we've got a wonderful page with more than 100,000 followers. This is the WhatsApp number, which can help you in taking admission to any of our campuses across India, both offline admissions and online admissions. It is in their hands. If you want any kind of admission, they can easily give it to you. Part 3. So we are going to talk about part 3 now. Part 3, part 2 के साथ thematically connected होता है. अब thematical connection होते क्या हैं, इनको देखना जरूरी है ताकि आप आंसर दे सकें हर चीज का. देखिए थीमेटिक कनेक्शन क्या होता है. जैसे कि आपको टॉपिक आया स्कूल के बारे में, तो मैं यहां लिख देता हूं स्कूल. ठीक है. तो अब इसका थीमेटिक कनेक्शन जो होगा, ये हो सकता है एजुकेशन के साथ, ये हो सकता है टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, ये हो सकता है जॉब्स के साथ, ये हो सकता है हायर एजुकेशन के साथ. तो इसके थीमेटिक कनेक्शन बहुत चीज के साथ जुड़ सकते हैं विद हायर एजुकेशन. सो इफ यू लुक एट दिस काइंड ऑफ अ स्पेक्ट्रम, तो आप देखेंगे कि इसमें बहुत चीजें हैं जो आ सकती हैं स्कूल के ऊपर. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू शो यू अ क्यू कार्ड. हमने बोलना नहीं है क्यू कार्ड. आज हम क्यू कार्ड्स के ऊपर डिस्कशन करेंगे. आजकल हो क्या रहा है, एग्जामिनर क्या करता है, एग्जामिनर आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछता है, फिर आप उसका आंसर देते हैं. जो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन होता है आपके आंसर से निकाल देता है. और फिर सेकंड प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है, वो एक ही क्वेश्चन को अलग अलग लैंग्वेज में गोल गोल घुमा के पूछता रहता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर बात करता है व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ प्राइवेट ट्रांसपोर्ट, सेकंड आप बोल देते हो, तो आप बोलता है डू यू थिंक देयर आर मोर बेनिफिट्स एज वेल. फिर कहता है ओके, व्हाट वर द बेनिफिट्स इन द पास्ट ऑफ प्राइवेट ट्रांसपोर्ट, व्हाट विल बी द बेनिफिट्स इन द फ्यूचर ऑफ द प्राइवेट ट्रांसपोर्ट, विल देयर बी एनी डिसएडवांटेजेस इन द फ्यूचर, वर देयर एनी डिसएडवांटेजेस इन द पास्ट. आप कहते हो यार अभी तो मैंने आंसर दिए, वही चीज बार बार पूछी जा रहा है, ये क्यों ऐसा कर रहा है. देखिए एग्जामिनर आपको हर एक एंगल से चेक करते हैं. They check you from past tense, present tense, future tense, advantage, disadvantage, agreement, disagreement, causes, effects, remedies, discussion questions, सारा कुछ पूछा जाता है. जो आपके essays होते हैं ना टास्क 2 के, मोस्टली सिमिलर इश्यूज आते हैं डिस्कशन राउंड में पार्ट 3 में. और एग्जामिनर्स आपके जवाब में से सवाल निकालते हैं नेक्स्ट. So this keeps on happening again and again. तो आज का जो हमारा सेशन होगा इसी चीजों के ऊपर बेस्ड होगा, राइट. सो बिफोर मैं आज का सेशन स्टार्ट करूं, मैं सबको पहले विश कर देता हूं जिन्होंने मेरे को विश किया है. रजत रामपाल जी, वेरी गुड इवनिंग. पल्लवी, वेरी गुड इवनिंग. किरणदीप कौर, वेरी गुड इवनिंग। अंग्रेज सिंह, जसदीप कौर, रवनीत बाजवा, चरणजीत कौर, सरबजीत सिंह, शाइनी ग्रोवर, कंवलजीत नीरू, सुखदीप कौर, प्रीति वर्मा, लवप्रीत कौर एंड गुरप्रीत सिंह। मैं सबको ही इकट्ठा बहुत बहुत वेरी गुड इवनिंग विश कर रहा हूं। और मेरे साथ अभी स्क्रीन पे बने हुए हैं दो लोग जिनके नाम हैं, जो वॉलंटियर्स हैं, चरणजीत एंड रजत रामपाल। मेरा लिंक सेम ही है जो कल था, एग्जैक्टली द सेम लिंक। और जो नए लोग आना चाहते हैं, आप बहुत वेलकम है जी, जरूर आए, ऑलवेज वेलकम। मैं आपको लिंक सेंड कर रहा हूं व्हाट्सएप के ऊपर। अगर आपने वॉलंटियर बनना है, मुझे छोटा सा मैसेज डाल दीजिए, मैं आपको वॉलंटियर बना दूंगा। सिंपल। चलिए आज का सेशन शुरू करते हैं। तो कल हमने जिस टॉपिक पे बात करी थी, वो टॉपिक था हमारा टॉक अबाउट अ गिफ्ट समवन गेव यू। You should say what was the gift, who gave it to you, are you still using that gift, on what occasions do people exchange gifts in your culture। तो बहुत लोगों ने जवाब दिए कि उनको मोबाइल फोन मिला या उन्हें कोई भी ऐसी वस्तु मिली जो कि किसी ने गिफ्ट दी थी उनको। गिफ्ट का मतलब होता है फ्री मिला था, तो उन्होंने इसके ऊपर बोलना शुरू कर दिया। तो अब मैं क्वेश्चंस पूछूंगा इसी टॉपिक के ऊपर और आपकी मैं गलतियां निकालूंगा। देखिए, इस टॉपिक में एक बात याद रखना, whenever part 3 is being asked, part 3, your answers have to be 3 to 4 sentences long. It has to be 3 to 4 sentences long. If they are shorter, it is not a discussion round, it becomes a question answer round. Discussion means proper discussion is happening. तो सबसे पहले रूम में हमारे पास आए थे मिस्टर रजत रामपाल। मैं इनको अनम्यूट करने का बोल रहा हूं जी, एंड साथ में इनका वीडियो ऑन करने के लिए इनको बोल रहा हूं। रजत जी, काइंडली स्विच ऑन योर वीडियो एंड काइंडली अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ। जी रजत जी, आपको आवाज आ रही है? प्लीज अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप को एंड वी विल स्टार्ट द वर्क। I think Rajat is not online. Probably he has some internet connection. So next person is Charanjit Kaur. Charanjit Kaur, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. Can you switch on your camera if it's possible?
Sir, can I just off my video?
See, it is a discussion round and it's very difficult for people to understand what you speak. बहुत मुश्किल होता है खाली ऑडियो से सुनना। चलिए मैं आपको क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, देखते हैं ऑडियंस का क्या रिस्पॉन्स आता है। अगर ऑडियंस का रिस्पॉन्स ठीक है तो फिर ऑफ रखिएगा, नहीं तो ऑन कर लीजिएगा, ठीक है। अ गिफ्ट समवन गेव यू, तो आपने कल इसी टॉपिक के ऊपर बोला था चरणजीत। Charanjit, can you hear me? Charanjit, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sir, I didn't speak about this topic.
No problem, no problem. So, my first question to you is, are gifts becoming eco-friendly nowadays? So you have to give me an answer to this. Ji. Charanjit, kindly
Yes, sir.
unmute yourself and keep yourself unmuted only. Otherwise, मेरे को बार-बार आपको unmute करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, बोलिए. So,
Sir,
do you
please.
think gifts are becoming eco-friendly nowadays?
Yes, I think that nowadays people mostly give eco-friendly gift. Like they do not give that gifts which are not friendly to environment. Mostly they give plants.
Yeah. Keep speaking more. बहुत कम बोला ये तो. It's very less. Speak more.
Apart from that, there are some other gifts like eco-friendly crackers, which are mostly nowadays famous, so that it should be beneficial for the environment.
Okay. So now मैं आपका ना एनालिसिस साथ में करके आपको दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है। I'm giving your analysis to you. Are gifts becoming eco-friendly nowadays? Yes, sir, they are becoming eco-friendly nowadays. तो ये तो जो आंसर है ना, ये तो क्वेश्चन ही था. जो क्वेश्चन था वही आपने आंसर दे दिया. तो आपने मेरे को दिया they don't give non-eco-friendly gifts. तो ये आपने सेम चीज दोबारा बोल दी. They give plants और आपने बोला they give crackers. ठीक है? अगर मैं ध्यान से देखूं आपका आंसर, तो आपका आंसर खाली ये दो चीजों के ऊपर ही है. चरणजीत, am I right?
Yes, sir.
तो ये तो आंसर कंप्लीट नहीं है. इस आंसर में हमें और बोलना पड़ेगा, राइट? तो मैं आपको एक सैंपल दे देता हूं आंसर का. I definitely believe that nowadays the gifts which people give to each other are becoming very friendly for the environment. ठीक है, तो बेसिक मेरा आंसर एक कंप्लीट हो गया. ये तो इसको तो गिना नहीं जाएगा ना, तो ये तो खत्म हो गया. We have seen that people give gifts with a very less packing material, because I feel that packing material is one of the things which is a disastrous thing for the environment. तो ये मैंने एक रीजनिंग के साथ में एक आंसर दे दिया. Apart from that, we are seeing a lot of people are giving gifts like live plants, which the person who's getting the gift can actually plant it in the gardens. समझ आई? तो मैंने
Yes, sir.
सेंटेंस क्वेश्चन का आंसर दिया. My first sentence was the answer to the question. And my second sentence was an example with reasoning. Then again, my third sentence was another example with the reasoning. Right? तो ये चीजें आई थी हमारे पास. पहले मैंने आंसर दिया, एग्जाम्पल दिया, रीजनिंग दी, एग्जाम्पल दिया, रीजनिंग दी. मैंने साथ में कनेक्टर्स यूज कर लिए, जैसे कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट एन, या मैंने यहां कहा था पैकेजिंग इज लूज. आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक दैट, I would like to say that people are using very less packaging material nowadays. ये मैंने एक सेंटेंस बोला, इसके साथ में मैंने उसकी रीजन दे दी, क्योंकि पैकेजिंग मटेरियल मैक्सिमम एनवायरमेंटल डैमेज कॉज करता है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट मैंने बोला कि जो गिफ्ट्स हैं, प्लांट्स वगैरह दे रहे हैं, लाइव प्लांट्स दे रहे हैं जो कि लोग उगा सकते हैं. ठीक है? So I want this kind of an answer. Charanjit, are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Can you give the next answer now? Okay. My next answer is, what kind of gifts did people give each other a few years ago? ठीक है? तो पहले इसको अपने माइंड में फ्रेम कीजिए. ठीक है? इसको माइंड में फ्रेम कीजिए अपने. What kind of gifts did people give each other a few years ago? और फिर बोलना शुरू कीजिए किस तरह के गिफ्ट्स होते थे लोगों के पास. आई थिंक चरणजीत की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. शी सेंट मी मैसेज, उसको नेटवर्क कनेक्शन आ रहा है. सो लेट अस टॉक टू सुखदीप. हाय सुखदीप, हाउ आर यू?
Hi sir, I'm good. How are you?
A very good morning to you. Okay, Sukhdeep, we consider your case. So did you understand the way we are going to answer the question?
Yes.
Like what kind of gifts did people give each other a few years ago? पहले आप बोलेंगे इसका बेसिक क्वेश्चन का आंसर, उसके बाद में आप इसको 2-3 सेंटेंसेस और ऐड करेंगी. ठीक है? So start giving this answer. Give this answer.
I believe that the gift giving tradition is similar nowadays and in the past as well. As far as I know, especially in my culture, people used to gift money and things on special occasions, and I guess these are the same these days as well. So there, nothing much has changed. But if I think of the past, there was no thinking of giving the eco-friendly gifts to people. And nowadays, I believe that has came into existence.
Wonderful. So you spoke these three lines, these three sentences, similar tradition in the past and the present. In the past, money was given, same is given today. Then you spoke about no eco-friendly gifts were thought of in the past, but today they are eco-friendly gifts as well, right? Okay, so this is what you spoke, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So would you like to elaborate a little bit without the fillers? Because you're using a lot of filler sounds. Did you check out your filler sounds yesterday?
Yes, I'm practicing to use without using fillers.
Yeah.
So I think that that's my habit of talking when I'm speaking in English. So
Yeah,
I need to focus and be mindful when I'm talking. I don't use any fillers,
right. Absolutely.
and that's taking a lot of effort. I have to always think in my mind, I'm not using any filler. I'm talking continuously, and
Mhm.
that took me a quite an effort even to speak a line now.
It is taking you a lot of effort to remove your fillers. I do agree.
Yeah.
But again, the problem is with the fillers is that that is reducing your band score. That is my problem. So we need to remove that problem, right? How long have you been in Australia?
4 years. It's going to be 4 years in October 25.
In on October 25th, you're going
Oh,
to be there.
October 25.
So now imagine a 4-year leap, which means that that 4 years that you've been using a lot of fillers, they cannot be removed in one day. It will require a consistent practice of your mind to remove them, right? So don't worry,
Yeah.
we can easily remove them, not a problem at all. I'll give you the path how to do it, and then you have to walk on the path. So let us do one more question. Now I'm going to structure it for you. Fine. What are the advantages and disadvantages of giving gifts? So now here you talk about two advantages and then you talk about two disadvantages. There's a plural here.
Mhm.
Keep that into mind. Plural is there. Okay. Whenever there's a plural, we use two. Whenever there's a singular, we use one. Fine. So this question automatically tells you to make at least 5 sentences. One will be the covering sentence, two will be advantages, two will be disadvantages. Are we clear? So it
Yeah.
is going to look like a mini essay. It is going to sound like a mini essay. ठीक है जी, स्टार्ट कीजिए. आपने मुझे बताना है एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या होते हैं गिफ्ट्स देने के. ठीक है, कीजिए स्टार्ट.
If I think of advantages and disadvantages, these are numerous for gift giving. First of all, I would like to talk about the advantages. I think these show the love for the other person, what we think of them, and it shows that we care about them. Another, I would like to go for the disadvantages here. I believe that many people think that the gift given to them is not expensive. They measure love with the price tag, and that's completely discourage the other person to gift.
All right. So you spoke one advantage and one disadvantage. I want two. Okay. So let me phrase it out for you. Okay. So if I have to speak this answer, I will always start by saying, well, there are a lot of merits and limitations of giving gifts to each other, right? I have changed the word advantages to merits and I have changed the word disadvantages to limitations. The first benefit is, then I'll talk about the benefit, that it is an expression of love. So whenever somebody is giving a gift to another person, it is an expression of love and with a lot of feelings that person is giving the gift. Apart from that, I will talk about the second advantage. It can be a memorable thing for the person who's getting the gift because a lot of people treasure the gifts that they get. So two advantages complete. Now, if I talk about the disadvantages, the first disadvantage, what you said, some people think that the value of the gift and the love associated to that gift is in terms of money. The cheaper the gift, the lesser the love. The more expensive the gift, more the love, which I believe is not true. Apart from that, some people do not even think about the requirement of the other person before giving the gift. They simply pass on the gift mindlessly. So I guess these are two advantages and two disadvantages of the gifts. Are we clear with what I'm saying? So if you look at my answer, it is very structured. You know, it follows a flow chart. So I'll teach you the flow chart. Flow chart कैसे बनता है इसका? देखिए, पहले मैंने इसकी बात करी that there are advantages and disadvantages. फिर मैं इसको इस साइड पे ले गया. Then I said the first advantage, the second advantage. Then I took it to this side. First disadvantage and second disadvantage. Because the question was advantages and disadvantages. Clear? Okay. Now, Sukhdeep, I want you to speak. Are gifts becoming eco-friendly nowadays? This was the first question that we answered. And I gave you the structure of this question also. मैं चाहता हूं कि आप दोबारा से इसे बोल के एक बारी प्रैक्टिस कीजिए ताकि मैं आपका थॉट प्रोसेस बिल्कुल क्लियर कर दूं. ठीक है? जी.
I believe gifts are becoming eco-friendly to some extent, but not fully. There are many people who are aware of the effect of using non-eco-friendly gifts on environment, and those people are following the path and gifting the other people, such as live plants. And on the other hand, there are some people who don't think of the environment factor, and they simply give the gift without even thinking the effect of that gift on the environment. For example, some people like to gift the plastic things that are not degradable, and it takes ages to degrade in the environment. Hence, those people don't think of the environment, and they ended up into very bad situation.
Very well done. Very well done. So now the structure is there in your mind. Are we clear with the structure?
Yeah.
See, every answer, maybe it is an essay or maybe it is speaking. If the structure is not in your mind, it will look fragmented. मैं ना आपको fragmented चीज की शक्ल दिखाता हूं. Fragmented होती क्या है और structure क्या होता है? Fragmented देखो ये होता है जैसे एक सेंटेंस यहां बोल दिया, एक सेंटेंस ये बोल दिया, एक सेंटेंस ये बोल दिया, एक ये बोल दिया. इनमें कुछ भी जुड़ा नहीं है. But if I talk about a structured sentence, they look something like this. मैंने एक सेंटेंस बोला, फिर मैंने दूसरा सेंटेंस बोला, फिर मैंने तीसरा सेंटेंस बोला, फिर मैंने चौथा सेंटेंस बोला. And my whole thing looks like a structured thing. This is a structure because everything is connected to each other. There is a flow chart. यहां से ये हुआ, यहां से ये हुआ, यहां से ये हुआ, and यहां से वापस ये हुआ. Right? So this is a structure. ये structure को ना हम इंग्लिश में प्रोग्रेशन बोलते हैं. प्रोग्रेशन का मतलब क्या होता है कि आपने किस तरह से प्रोग्रेस किया है, किस तरह से आपने प्रोग्रेस किया है, इसको बोलते हैं प्रोग्रेशन. ठीक है? आपका क्यू कार्ड, आपका एसे, आपका डिस्कशन राउंड किस तरह से प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोग्रेशन. नाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन अ कपल ऑफ थिंग्स टू यू. देखिए, प्रोग्रेशन चीज क्या है? प्रोग्रेशन का मतलब है एक सीढ़ी पे आपने स्टेप रखा, सेकंड सीढ़ी ये है, थर्ड सीढ़ी ये है, फोर्थ सीढ़ी ये है. ये आप एक एक सीढ़ी करके ऊपर जा रही हैं. जब आपका प्रोग्रेशन टूट जाता है, आप पहली सीढ़ी से जंप करके थर्ड सीढ़ी पे आ जाती हैं. द प्रोग्रेशन ब्रेक्स, द कोहेरेंस ब्रेक्स. विद द कोहेरेंस ब्रेकिंग, फ्लुएंसी टूट जाती है और एग्जामिनर को समझ आना बंद हो जाता है. तो मैं कैसे वर्ड्स यूज करता हूं? फर्स्टली, सेकेंडली, थर्डली, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, देयर आफ्टर. राइट? सो दीज काइंड ऑफ वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स हेल्प यू टू बिल्ड अप कनेक्शंस बनाने के काम आते हैं. ठीक है? तो आई विल गेट बैक टू यू सुक्ति. मैं बाकी लोगों का इंटरव्यूज कर लूं. सो आई जस्ट गेट बैक टू यू वंस अगेन. जी. So now I request the next person, that is Mr. Rajat Rampal, to please unmute yourself and start your video. Rajat Rampal ji, unmute yourself and start your video. Rajat Rampal, can you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rajat, so now it is your turn.
Yes,
पहला
sir.
वाला तो कंप्लीट हो गया, तो मैंने आपको काफी टिप्स दिए.
Okay.
सेकंड वाला था प्लेस वेयर यू सॉ अ लॉट ऑफ वाटर.
Okay.
ने ये बोला था कल सुखना लेक के बारे में बात करी थी, तो
Yeah.
हम अब मैं आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछने वाला हूँ इसके ऊपर, तो
Yeah.
आपने सेम फॉर्मेट में जैसे सुखदीप ने आंसर दिए थे वैसे ही आंसर देंगे, ठीक है?
Okay.
चलिए
Sir,
पहला.
hello.
जी बोलिए बोलिए.
सर ये वाटर बॉडीज क्या है, मेरे को थोड़ा सा डाउटफुल है, मेरे को थोड़ा सा श्योर नहीं है वाटर बॉडीज
जैसे
में क्या क्या बोल सकते
सुखना
हैं.
सुखना लेक हो गई ना वाटर बॉडी.
ओके ओके ओके
कोई आपके शहर में सिटी हो गई,
ओके ओके ओके.
कोई आपके शहर में रिवर हो गई,
या
कोई लेक
ओके
हो गई, है ना?
ओके
कोई लेक,
ओके
रिवर या पॉन्ड हो गया,
ओके
वाटर बॉडी है ये. फाइन,
या
ठीक है जी. तो आपसे सवाल है, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज इन अ सिटी? तो इसका मेरे को जवाब दीजिए.
well recently I can go for hard work with some friend. I was see that the very famous river's name is Ganga. It's rituals of the Hindus. Most of the Hindu families believe that if the person can die, they can go for a they can go for a hello.
बोलते रहिए
Hello?
रजत, बोलते रहिए, बोलते रहिए.
क्योंकि मेरे को शायद नेटवर्क की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. हेलो.
हाँ जी रजत, आप बोलते रहिए.
Well, recently I can visit to hello with my bosom friend. After I can see that there are multiple type of rivers which can interconnect to the river. The river name is Yamuna. It is a very famous river in my city. So, well, the river is a very important part of my life. Well, most of the spiritual values, they can believe that if the person can die, some of the all the vessels can insert into the rivers.
रजत, मैंने आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर समझाया है. I just explained you a structure. What is the importance of water bodies in a city? तो आप
सर एक्चुअली मेरे को थोड़ा सा समझ नहीं वाटर बॉडीज के कुछ नहीं, क्योंकि मैंने कल लेक्चर में गया था, मेरे को वाटर बॉडीज का कोई क्लियर नहीं है.
देखिए, अगर आपके शहर में एक लेक है, उसका फायदा क्या होगा लेक का?
मेरे को एक्चुअली सर मेरे को क्लियर नहीं है.
There's a lot of disturbance. I'm sorry. I have to put you off the network. I'm really sorry.
ओके ओके सर.
जी. So the next person that I'm going to invite is Manpreet Kaur. Manpreet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So are you there? Can you answer this question? Yes. Can you answer this question, please?
Well, there are numerous benefits of having a water bodies in a city. Like it is helpful to provide a habitat to the animals, and even brings it's also beneficial in the it has an impact on the weather too. Like if the Sir, it could be like I can say that it could be helpful for the people to get access of water or something.
Anything is fine. It is not a test of general knowledge. आप बोलते रहिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बात कीजिए.
Okay, it has an impact on environment that if any lake is near in our city, it gives a cool breeze, and even people can actually use it for various purposes. Like the water can be used for their adventurous things, like they can go for boating and many other activities like that.
Not very organized. I'm really sorry. अच्छा नहीं मेरे को लगा. मैं ना बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन पता है क्यों रखता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं 9 बैंड की तैयारी कराता हूँ. मेरे को थोड़ी सी भी गलती हो जाए, आपके 6 तो आ जाएंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट मेरे को 9 बैंड चाहिए. ठीक है, तो मैं आपको फिर से स्ट्रक्चर समझा रहा हूँ 9 बैंड का. पहली बात, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज इन द सिटी? तो आप इसको स्टार्ट कर सकती हैं. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज in a particular city or in a particular area. Firstly, पहला एडवांटेज, सेकेंडली दूसरा एडवांटेज, थर्डली तीसरा एडवांटेज, फोर्थली चौथा एडवांटेज. जितने एडवांटेज डालने 1 2 3 4 करके बोल दो ना, क्या प्रॉब्लम है उसमें? फिर बात करती है आप बोल क्या रही हैं. तो पहले आपको कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं क्लियर, आप क्या बोल रही हैं. तो बताइए आपने क्या क्या पॉइंट्स बोलने. मैं आपको पॉइंट्स लिख देता हूं, दोबारा से स्ट्रक्चर कीजिए इसको. जी पहला पॉइंट बोलिए.
The habitat for animals like water animals, aquatic animals.
It provides habitat for aquatic animals. ठीक है जी. अगला.
Impact on weather too, like cool breeze.
It has a positive impact on weather. Third. और कोई है?
Sir, as I said that for adventurous purposes के लिए भी उसको people can use it.
It acts like a tourist attraction.
Yes.
ठीक है. तो अभी आपके एडवांटेजेस आ गए सारे. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंस हो गई वाटर बॉडीज की सिटी के अंदर. तो अब मेरे को ना इस सारे को जोड़ के बताइए. पहले ऊपर द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज इन सिटी को अपने सेंटेंस में फ्रेम करके बोलिए. सेंटेंस में फ्रेम कीजिए और फिर इसको जोड़ के बताइए. पहली ये, सेकंड ये, थर्ड ये, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट, ऐसे करके चीजें जोड़िए. बोलिए दोबारा से.
There are numerous advantages of water bodies in urban cities. First and the foremost is it provides habitat for aquatic animals. Secondly, it has a positive impact on the weather, like a cool breeze passing. It will have a good impact on weather. Last, it is that it acts as a tourist attraction, like people can go for various adventurous activities.
Wonderful. आपने नोट किया, this answer is much better than the previous answer?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand why? Because it is more structured. The
Yes,
structure makes a difference, right? And structure एक बारी में नहीं आता. Structure comes with a lot of practice. And if you do not practice your structure, it will be all fragmented. तो आपका पहला आंसर टोटली फ्रैगमेंटेड था, जिसपे मैं आपको मैक्सिमम 5.5 या 6 दूंगा. सेकंड आंसर आपका स्ट्रक्चर्ड हो गया है, इसमें मैं आपको 6.5 से 7 बैंड दे सकता हूं. So you understand my point, what I'm doing?
yes,
You
sir.
got 1.5 band increment by structuring yourself and by making the answer more coherent. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
सेकंड करते हैं, सेकंड करेंगे. ये आपकी प्रैक्टिस ही करवा रहा हूं मैं. सेकंड करते हैं. Now the second answer is, how can government ensure that water bodies are clean? ठीक है. मेजर्स लेने हैं गवर्नमेंट ने. अब गवर्नमेंट का मेरे को एक और सिनोनिम बताइए. गवर्नमेंट का सिनोनिम क्या हो सकता है? जो ऑडियंस बैठी है वो लिख के बताएं मेरे को, गवर्नमेंट का सिनोनिम क्या हो सकता है?
National authorities.
कोई और? नेशनल अथॉरिटीज. कोई और? गवर्नमेंट का सिनोनिम बताइए.
Higher authorities.
ओके, हायर अथॉरिटीज. ठीक है. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन.
Yes,
ठीक है.
sir.
ठीक है जी, बोलिए. लॉ मेकर्स. वेरी गुड. हाँ जी. कैन इंश्योर दैट वाटर बॉडीज आर क्लीन. जो आपके नदियां हैं, नाले हैं, लेक्स हैं सिटी के अंदर, उनमें प्लास्टिक भरा पड़ा है, गंदगी भरी पड़ी है. अगर हम देखें इंडिया में, तो गवर्नमेंट बॉडीज कैसे इंश्योर कर सकती हैं कि ये साफ सुथरी हैं? तो आप इसके बारे में बताइए मेरे को, क्या हो सकता है?
Sir, ensure means like
पक्का कर सकते हैं.
कि वो measures what measures they have to take.
Yes, exactly. What measures they can take.
Um, there are numerous things what higher authorities could actually do to make water bodies more spick and span. Like first is that they can aware people so that they can realize their behavior, and they could have a positive approach towards their country, so that they so that they can do them. They can help.
कहां से आ गई? अरे कंट्री कहां से आ गई? वाटर बॉडीज को साफ रखने की बात हो रही है, सड़कें थोड़ी साफ रखने की बात हो रही है. ऑफ टॉपिक क्यों जा रहे हो? कंट्री कहां से आ गई?
सर अगर गवर्नमेंट इंश्योर करे तो ऑब्वियसली वो कंट्री की वाटर बॉडीज करेंगे.
अरे बाबा, अपने वाटर बॉडीज को क्लीन करने की बात कर रहे हैं ना, तो सिंपल वाटर बॉडीज पे फोकस रखो ना.
ओके.
हाँ, बोलिए.
The higher authorities can do numerous things to keep water bodies clean.
Perfect.
Like they can aware people so that they
Perfectly fine. Okay, रहो.
so that they can be self-conscious and they actually clean the water bodies themselves.
Excellent. Excellent. Second.
The second is that they can provide numerous programs so that where people can take initiative and help the government in organizing those programs to clean the water bodies. And the other could be that they can hire number of many people so that they can actually clean these water bodies and provide a good habitat for the.
Much better, much better, much better. But abhi bhi aapki problem kya hai? There are a lot of filler sounds and there are a lot of gaps in between. The
Yes.
flow is missing. The flow is missing. ये practice से बनेगा. Last question करेंगे आपके लिए, then I'll talk to the audience. Is pollution affecting water bodies in your country? अभी कंट्री की बात हो रही है, याद रखना, आपकी सिटी की बात नहीं हो रही, कंट्री की बात हो रही है, ठीक है? Is pollution affecting water bodies in your country?
Yes, of course, population has a huge role on affecting the water bodies in my nation, as there are a number of excretions being done by industries and other companies, which leads their waste material into the water bodies, which is actually harmful for the aquatic animals, and it also leads to demise of some of the species, and which ultimately affects the ecosystem.
Right, very good. इसके अलावा कुछ और? What about the people? ये तो industry की बात हो गई ना. What about the people?
Yes, sir. Even people are unaware that their activities are going to have the consequences on themselves. Like they are just throwing plastics and other things in the water bodies, which is not only harming the aquatic animals but also
Repeat हो रहा है. Aquatic animals repeat हो रहा है.
okay,
Which is destroying the flora and fauna of the water bodies.
okay.
Flora and fauna क्या होता है?
Flowers and animals, plants and animals.
Animals, right? तो वो destroy हो रहे हैं. I'm very impressed. आपने बहुत अच्छा पिकअप किया है. But Manpreet, there's a lot of things that you have to work on. How much
Yes.
is your band score requirement, Manpreet?
6.5.
6.5 तो आ जाएंगे. That is not a problem. But you should aim a little higher. Aim like 8.5 bands, right?
Okay.
You can easily do that. You can talk about aquatic life, marine life. इस तरह से बातें करने से आपको ज्यादा नंबर मिलते हैं. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. अब मैं audience के पास आ रहा हूँ. My next round is going to be totally audience-based rounds, and then we will get back to Sukhdeep. My question was, talk about a webinar that you attended. Webinar that you attended. जिन लोगों ने कल मेरे साथ session लगाया था, so I request you to please answer the first questions. अभी आप लोगों ने जो मेरे साथ बैठे हुए हैं ऑनलाइन क्लास के अंदर भी हैं, so आप भी YouTube के ऊपर कमेंट कर सकते हैं, या आप मेरे को चैट बॉक्स में लिख के दे दीजिए आपका आंसर क्या होगा. I will speak out the answers. Whichever is the best answer, I will tell the person your answer is the best answer. Are webinars becoming more common nowadays? I want a beautiful answer for this. I request all the audience who is sitting here to make an answer for this question and type in the chat box. And the people who are sitting in the Zoom room with me, I request them to write in the chat here or write in the chat on YouTube. I want your structure of the mind. आपके mind का structure चाहिए मेरे को. Write down the answer to this question. Are webinars becoming more common nowadays? Till you write this answer, I would like to speak out. लोगों ने मेरे को क्या-क्या चीजें बोली हैं यहाँ पे. मनसंधु, very good evening. पल्लवी, सर मैंने आपसे ये भी पूछना था कि पेपर में रीडिंग का लेवल कैसा होता है, काफी डिफिकल्ट होता है या फिर मीडियम लेवल होता है. Pallavi, whatever I'm teaching you in the class at 10 o'clock every day, that is the level of the paper. Harry, sir, Taran Taran में general IELTS इस batch है या नहीं and separate teacher है या नहीं? What general वाले के wall के लिए? Harry, kindly, I'll give you the number of the Taran Taran branch. मैं आपको अपना WhatsApp number दे देता हूँ. आप मेरे को WhatsApp कीजिए, मैं आपको सारी डिटेल्स उनकी पकड़ा देता हूँ. My number is 2987-255-2775. I'll give you the details. Next thing is लवप्रीत कौर ने मेरे को टॉपिक दिया था. ओके. शेर सिंह बोलते हैं जी, सर मैं तंग हो गया रीडिंग लिसनिंग तो मैनू कुछ समझ नहीं लगती. शेर सिंह जी, तंग होके फ्यूचर चेंज नहीं होगा. अगर आप तंग हो जाएंगे तो फ्यूचर भी तंग हो जाएगा. बिल्कुल गलती नहीं करनी तंग होने की. देखिए ये परसिस्टेंट काम है, करते रहिए, पास हो जाएंगे, कोई बात नहीं. Pallavi Attan says lawmaker. Pallavi says administration. Ye synonyms, higher officials. Harry, very well done. Authorities, administrative officials. Lovepreet Kaur says lawmaker. Agreed Singh says regime. Administration. Marine life. Sina Rocky says after COVID pandemic, webinars have become new norm. Nice, I like it. Sina Rocky, I want you to explain it more. Jasdeep Kaur says, yes, webinars are becoming more common in this contemporary era. Webinars or seminar conducted online mode of offline or offline mode. Unseen Andekha says, indeed, it's becoming highly favored among people, and even with the help of this, less convoluted for them to perform various kind of activities as they become aware of things. Nice. Pallavi says, yes, the seminars have become most common these days because with the help of seminar, we can give information to people about many things. For example, the seminar of yoga can encourage the old people. Sina Rocky says, as it dilutes the infrastructure charges, organizers do not need to make physical arrangements. They just need few equipment to go on air and interact virtually. Very well done. Very well done, everybody. Pallavi has added more to exercise daily and they can also keep in good health. Kavaljit Nehru Higher Authority and Kavaljit Nehru Regiment बोल रही हैं. Very nice. Very well done. Online मेरे को 2 answer आए हैं and I have got the answer from Sukhdeep Kaur. Yes, absolutely. Webinars are becoming popular these days and reasons behind these are recent pandemic that led to generation of new trend and almost all the hosts moved to online platforms such as Zoom and Google Meet. It gave people freedom to stay in their comfort zone and attend wherever they can. Very beautiful, Sukhdeep. Sukhdeep, अगर आप ऐसा ही मुझे बोल के दिखा दें, same to same, can you speak it out for me? I want you to speak out the same thing what you said. Without okay? Do it.
Do you want me to read out or just
Don't read it. Speak it on your own, otherwise you'll develop some problems. Don't read it out. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Webinars are becoming more popular these days. And the reason behind these are the recent events, such as pandemic, that led to move all the hosts from offline to online media and platforms such as Zoom and Google Meet. It also gave people a freedom to join wherever they can. And also it led to the decrease in the infrastructure cost. Nowadays, hosts don't have to pay a huge amount of money to venues to arrange the webinar or the seminars. And nowadays, they have less cost to arranging the webinars and they are getting the same amount of participants they used to get in the offline media.
Very nice, very nice, very well done. You have combined a lot of ideas of other people also with you. Infrastructure cost and other things, very nicely done. But are you seeing the difference? Like, it's a very good idea to write down something and then speak it out in your own words. So I have another suggestion for you. Discussion questions के लिए लिख लो answer. फिर बोलो अपनी vocabulary में. बहुत अच्छी स्पीकिंग होती है इससे। ठीक है, चलिए जी, ऑडियंस के लिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आता है हमारी स्क्रीन के ऊपर, ये वाला। तो देखते हैं जी, फिर सारे पार्टिसिपेट इसमें करेंगे। हाउ डिड पीपल डिलीवर लेक्चर्स इन द पास्ट? दिस इज माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर एवरीबडी इन द ऑडियंस एंड फॉर द पीपल हु आर सिटिंग ऑनलाइन इन द जूम रूम विद मी। इन द मीन टाइम मैं पढ़ के सुनाता हूं तरुणप्रीत सिंह ने क्या लिखा है। फर्स्टली, webinar is very important nowadays because there are a number of activities regarding banks, networking, and management, etc. So I think people have to attend the webinars. Very well done, Tarunpreet. Very well done. ठीक है जी, कीजिए। Now this is your next answer. How did people deliver lectures in the past? Past में लोग lectures कैसे deliver करते थे? Please write down your answer in the chat box so I can speak out your answers to everybody. अब लेक्चर्स के सिनोनिम सोच लेना, लेक्चर्स के सिनोनिम सोच लेना। राइट डाउन द सिनोनिम्स। पास्ट के सिनोनिम सोच लो, इन द पास्ट टाइम्स, इन द ओल्ड डेज, कुछ सोचो, दिमाग लगाओ, हाउ कैन आई पैराफ्रेज दिस, एंड देन राइट इट डाउन। हाउ डिड पीपल डिलीवर लेक्चर्स इन द पास्ट? think. The whole work is thinking. Think and write. Please write down your answers in the chat boxes so I know how are you thinking. Be quick. Sina Rocky says, traditionally, teachers prepared short notes, which did help them to deliver the speech more smoothly and conveniently. Very good idea, Sina, but this is very small. I want more. This is part 3, that is discussion. So little longer answers are expected here. Give in detail, write more, write more. This is beautifully done, what you've written is beautifully done. Jasdeep Kaur says, usually people conducted their sessions in an offline mode in the previous days or provide information about a particular topic by interacting with the people. Jasdeep Kaur, very nicely done. You've added synonyms, you've paraphrased the whole thing. Great, great. Write down more, or likhiye, or likhiye. Three to four sentences long. I want your answers 3 to 4 sentences long. So Sukhdeep Kaur has written, in the old times. In the old times, speeches were the only way to communicate and participants were not given chance to contribute. This limited the whole purpose of engagement and participation was almost zero. Good, Sukhdeep. This is the disadvantage you talked about, the old times. How did people deliver lectures in the old time? That is very good. Tarunpreet Singh says, most of the tutors in the past delivered their lectures by reading their books in the right manner. Okay. So you can also say they consulted the books, they consulted journals, they had their notes, they used to read it out. Right? Okay. Think about it. Think more. How did people deliver lectures in the past? Write more answers. Sukhdeep, prepare your answer very well. I want you to speak on this answer. Prepare your answer. I'll tell you when to speak. Prepare your answer. Okay. Now, Sukhdeep, I would suggest you to please speak out your answer. Yeah.
In the old times, the speeches were delivered only in one-way mode, where there used to be a one speaker and multiple participants who were just listening. And this limited the whole purpose of conversation, where the participants are not allowed to contribute their thoughts. and there was not much engagement. And as I mentioned earlier, that the participation of the listeners were almost zero. And I believe that this has changed the trend nowadays as compared to the past time. And now participants have the freedom to contribute and provide feedback. And as compared to the past times, there was no option to provide the feedback, because once the lecture is over, not many participants get the chance to meet the speaker and provide the feedback and provide the what can be made better.
Very nice, very nice, very structured, very organized. I could easily understand what you're trying to say. You spoke about all the aspects of delivering a lecture in the past. This is beautifully done, but the filler sounds are there. So now the thing that you learned in this session is how to organize your ideas together. This is going to really help you, Sukhdeep, in your essay also, fine? Because from tomorrow, we are going to start a series of essays. So we'll just focus on essay, the introduction of the essay. I'm going to invite people here, make them write online also. It will be a very participative class, the way we are conducting this. So please be there tomorrow also with your write-ups. So you will share your screen also and we will check it online. Fine? Okay. So let us see what the audience has to say here for the next question. So Tarunpreet has said, mostly tutor in the past delivered their lectures by reading their books in the right manner, and they have to struggle more about the preparation to speak their lectures very clearly. Tarun, very good idea. Sina Rocky says, bygone days, counseling was not an easy job and there was not such technical equipment to help the speaker, such as projector, mic, presentation screens, etc. Everything had to be delivered manually. Very nice, Rocky. Now, the last question to everybody. Is the style of delivering webinars understandable? Do you think the style of delivering webinars is understandable? This is the last question for the day and the last question for our entire 3-day session. Then I'm going to tell you what are the etiquettes of speaking, what you have to wear, and how you have to behave. But first, write down the answer to this question. Please write down the answer to this question. Be very quick. Write the answer to this question. Is the style of delivering webinars understandable? Write the answers. Is the style of delivering webinars understandable? Try to write down as much as possible so that I can come to know जो मैंने lecture दिया है, is it of any use or not? Because I'm basically organizing your mind. I'm organizing your thoughts. So अगर आप starting का lecture देखेंगे, जैसे मैंने questions पूछे थे, और अब जो आप देख रहे हैं, you will see a dramatic change in what people are saying, how they were organized and the way they're organized now. There's a huge difference. Tarunpreet Singh says, nowadays preparations is very much important because the speaker have to know about what they have to speak. Okay, but this does not give the answer to the question, is the style of delivering webinars understandable? ये आंसर नहीं है इसका. आंसर दीजिए इस क्वेश्चन का. ओके, आपने पिछले क्वेश्चन का आंसर दिया. ठीक है, ओके, आई गॉट इट. मेरे को नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन का आंसर दीजिए. इज द स्टाइल ऑफ डिलीवरिंग वेबिनार्स अंडरस्टैंडेबल? You have to give some positive points if it's understandable. If it's not understandable, you have to give some negative points and some suggestions also. So please do that. Please write down the answers to question number 3. Is the style of delivering webinars understandable? Okay, I have the answer of Sukhdeep. The style need to be carefully structured to make it well absorbed by the audience. I believe it requires quite a lot of practice to organize the content in the webinars to make it understandable. It can go completely in another direction if the structure is not clear and concise. Very well done, Sukhdeep. This is what I always think. One mistake and the whole webinar is gone. I totally agree with you. Let me see what people have to say here. Sina Rocky says, this actually makes individuals' lives to attend say webinars from the comfort of their home, but there are myriad obstacles, which creates understanding issue. Myriad ke saath create aayega, create. Seldom it's difficult to pay attention. Okay. I like the way web seminar, what they want to share with the audience with full understanding. Okay, so Deep, it's due to technical issues. Sometimes the speaker is not right. I agree with you, Sina. Technical issues are always there. Sukhdeep, it's your turn to come to life and give the answer to this question. Is the style of webinars, delivering webinars, understandable? Yes, please.
I believe the style of the webinar sometimes goes wrong and not understandable to the audience. The first and foremost reason behind this is the non-structured webinar. When these are not structured well and concise and considering the audience needs, these can go wrong and completely in different direction. And I believe that it require a lot of practice. The host must be well organized and think the idea what my audience is like and what they want to listen and how I want to end the webinar and what outcome I want out of that. And if our hosts think all these factors in the mind, it's completely understandable. Otherwise, it's going to be make the host life like hell.
Miserable. Miserable is a better
Miserable.
word. Miserable is right. So, Sukhdeep, very well tried. Now, if you look at your recording only, check out the first question that you answered and the last question that you answered. You can feel the difference of a new Sukhdeep. I'm not telling this to you. You have to see it for yourself and figure it out, right? So it was very well done. So let me go to the last part of today, and I'm going to tell you how to behave in the examination hall, what all to do, and all the things. Fine. So how to end. We'll just cover that, how to end now. Thank you, Sukhdeep, for being a part of this wonderful session. Now we come to the ending. So whenever the ending will happen, examiner aapko na yahan pe bolega, this is the end of your speaking. You may leave. Have a good day. ये कह के examiner खत्म कर देता है. But आप लोगों ने उठ के नहीं भाग जाना यहाँ. You will have to answer the question. And this is not the question. You have to respond back. You can say, it was great talking to you. या वहां सर होंगे या मैम होंगी, सर या मैम जो भी बोलना, ठीक है. या आप कह सकते हैं आपने कहा हैव अ गुड डे, हैव अ ग्रेट डे, हैव अ ग्रेट डे, कुछ भी ऐसा कह के आप चले जाइए एंड मेक इट श्योर यू स्माइल. बट वहां मास्क लगा होता है, स्माइल का पता नहीं चलता, फिर भी आपकी आंखों से स्माइल का पता चल जाता है. सो मेक इट वेरी श्योर यू डू दैट. सो नाउ इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द एटिकेट्स, what are the etiquettes? General tips in speaking. First, wahan mask lage honge. So make it sure you always practice with the mask, because with the mask, the understanding becomes lesser. That is a very major problem with the mask. Another thing is your answers, recording issues, and understanding the question can become a major thing. आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्योंकि एग्जामिनर ने मास्क पहना है, आपने मास्क पहना है, एग्जामिनर को आंसर समझ नहीं आ रहा, एंड आपकी रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं हो पा रही. इसलिए आपकी स्पीड जो है, when you speak, your speed of speaking should not be very fast. आपकी स्पीड जो है, it should be a medium speed. It cannot be a fast speed. Make sure the speed is medium, and your volume का मतलब है आपकी आवाज should be high. ये नहीं बोलना कि मुंह में बोली जा रहे हो, मम्बलिंग कर रहे हो और एग्जामिनर को समझ आ जाएगी. मास्क लगा आपके सामने, सो आपको थोड़ा सा ज्यादा ऊंचा बोलना पड़ेगा वहां पे. Speaking etiquettes. Now, etiquettes in physical speaking. Make it sure you knock before you enter, you wish before you sit, and when you sit, you should sit very formally. Don't cross your legs or your arms when you sit. Sit nicely. That is important. Next thing is masks are mandatory. Body gestures आप कर सकते हैं. You can use your hands while talking. That is okay. But don't use too much of your hands. Getting up. Before you get up, wish the examiner a good day. जैसे मैंने आपको भी सिखाया है. Only then you get up. And when you walk out, make it sure आप दरवाजा आराम से बंद करें. जोर से बंद करके नहीं जाना. Clothing. Be nicely dressed like you are appearing in a formal job interview. Be nicely, decently dressed. So with this, we come to the end of our workshop, which was there for 3 days, consistently teaching you part 1, part 2, and part 3 of speaking. Before I end this seminar, I would like to speak out the contributions of the people who have done in the chat box on YouTube. Sina Rocky says, this actually makes individuals' life to attend seminars from the comfort of their home, but there are myriads of obstacles which create understanding issue. Seldom it's difficult to pay attention. Tarunpreet Singh says, I like the way seminar, what they want to share with the audience. Tarunpreet Singh says, with full understanding. Sina says, due to technical issues, sometimes the speaker is not audible. Sina Rocky says it is difficult to deal with technical equipment and some senior professors are not user-friendly with the use of computers. Sarabjit Singh says, Sir, मैं उत्तर प्रदेश फैजाबाद से हूँ. मैं अमृतसर ब्रांच में एडमिशन लिया है 9 अक्टूबर को. अभी बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. प्लीज कोई टिप्स दीजिए. Sarabjit Singh ji, I am giving you my WhatsApp number. Please WhatsApp me so I can help you out. 987-255-2775. Okay. कल से हमारा पूरा सेशन शुरू होगा based on writing. So I request you, the people who want to participate in writing, get some samples of the writing with you. मैं क्लास में भी लिखवाऊंगा आपको. You get the samples also. We will check on the screen and we'll figure out what is going wrong with your writing. जैसे मैंने स्पीकिंग के 3 दिन लगा के आपको ठीक किया है, सारे आइडियाज आपको दिए हैं कैसे करना है. Same to same I'm going to do with your writing session also. With this, we come to the end of our session. Wishing you a very good night. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Same